This is a response to DBJ. All round, excellent GM. However, we'll have to call you on this don't back players into a corner thing. I'm a little confused. As GM, I'm supposed to challenge players. I challenge them physically. I challenge them with fights, with orcs, with goblins, with ogres, dragons, pit fiends, owlbears. I challenge them mentally. They have puzzles. They have riddles. They have to work out who do they fight, where do they fight, how do they fight these guys, how do they solve this challenge, how do they come to the conclusion they want. Mental challenges. But they should also have moral challenges. These characters, especially in D&D or Pathfinder, have chosen an alignment, a direction in life. They have chosen to side themselves with a cosmological force. They should be challenged on that. That is part of the game. They get challenged, they grow, or they change, or they fail to grow, and they perish. This is all part of the rich fantasy thing we are trying to create. And it goes back in literature. All the chivalric stories, King Arthur and his knights, they were largely about a conflict of ideals. Do you pursue your love for your lady, or do you choose your oath to your king? Do you choose to uphold what you know to be your virtues, as opposed to your duty? These things come into conflict. These things are moral and ethical choices. And the consequences of these choices, whether they make a good choice or a bad choice or a right choice or a wrong choice, is where the main meat and potatoes of these stories lies. So you should have those. You should challenge players on these stands. Challenge those paladins. Challenge those rangers. Challenge those clerics good. But on the same side, challenge those goddamn assassins. Challenge those nasty tyrants. Challenge those chaotic barbarians. Challenge them as well. And make the like you said, make the choices matter. But you make them negative choices. No one's going to like a game where you end up wondering what to do with the 8 goblin women and their 18 goblin children. Do you kill them? Do you let them live? And too often I've seen the negative choice killing the goblin babies is, oh sorry, you've lost your paladinhood. I'll just throw your character away because I can't be bad thinking up something better. But there are better options. Think of all the stories you've seen where a hero does fall from grace. They don't fall like that. They fall stages. They start doing little evil things and more evil things. Then more evil things, and then bam, they're on the side of evil. Just like that dude, Anakin Skywalker. He didn't just turn to the dark side in the middle of episode 3 with no rhyme or reason. We saw him going evil. We saw him turning to the dark side. Starts off in that second movie. Threatens the prisoner. Halfway through the movie, kills all the sand people, butchers into the last infant. Does the old goblin baby thing. But he's still a Jedi. He's still a paladin. So in the third movie, after he's murdered that guy, Dracula. After he murders Dracula, and he does some other questionable things, and finally he says Batman and says things, oh yeah, I'll join the dark side now. It's tragic, it's a big fall. It wasn't revolution, but it wasn't bam, you're evil. Which I think was what people were expecting. A bit odd, but there you are. So you should do the same thing in a fantasy game. If the players butcher all the goblin babies, have some mental Palpatine knock off, come up and go, excellent, excellent, you've done very well. Let me reward you. Here, have this gold, have this silver, have this magic item. Good, you're doing good. Now go off and do this other thing. This other good thing. It's not good. It should be obvious. You should lay it on the trowel. They are being led down the path of evil. And if they continue to do these things and be evil, and then change them to evil, warn them, jump them down to neutral, bump them down to evil, and knock them into evil. And finally, for that paladin guy, ask him, do you want to be an anti-paladin? Come on, you know they got the most bitch-ass abilities in the game. Don't you want to be an anti-paladin? Make it something they want. Turn into a story, a tale. It's not going to be a happy tale. It's going to be a happy story. It's going to be a story. Consequently, conversely, what if they save the young babies? Oh no, you can't kill them. They do what comes natural, you know. Those goblins are now going to be following you lot round. There's camp followers. That thing happened in real life. You were knocked over a town. You picked up some of the women. They followed you around, and they cooked for you, they cleaned for you, they washed your socks, and they went to bed. Do that with the goblins. You know, they'll probably find the cooking and the cleaning and the washing, and some of them will probably sleep with them as well, because my god, players are just deviant little things. But again, it's a choice, and it's a reward they get, these goblin followers. It's not a big reward, but what we were expecting from goblins. You know, +3 kick-ass vocal swords and kick-assitude? That's not going to happen. Goblin followers and maybe goblin bedmates if you're really not that picky. That would happen. And finally, you know, maybe down the line further, you know, one of those goblin children will grow up and choose to be good, because you've seen the benefits of being good. Or at least the benefits of staying on the side of good and going butchering all the evil people. You know, who don't become evil then? You know these pioneers are going to come around and beat your ass. So reward them. Have them have a goblin follower. Grow up and be their squire, or their apprentice, or their acolyte, or whatever they are. Reward them. Reward them for their friends, but one way make them know that they're heading down the evil path, and the other one, reward them for the good path. And conversely, challenging the evil players. We only ever seem to challenge the good guys. Why not challenge the evil guys? Why not show them the benefits of mercy? Show them the benefits of cooperation. For barbarians, show them the benefits and glories and all the wonders that civilization, that lawfulness has to offer them. Tempt them to that. You know, have someone else get a lover who turns out to be an adept at magic, or a fighter, or someone who actually can contribute. And that they get this loyal person out of an act of charity, an out of love. You don't have to buy them or threaten them. They got them, from what the evil player can see, it's free. Tempt them to good. And conversely, reward them for their evil choices. So, and also the thing about the king, you corner the king and he's not going to beg for his life or try every trick in his book to try and get out weasel out of it. Again, test your characters. Test them. If you're not testing them, how do you know they're growing? You know, they've put down this alignment choice and this option, but if it's just a mark on a piece of paper, it doesn't really mean anything. Perhaps it should mean something. If it means something, then you should challenge it. You should test it. Not until they grow or until they're destroyed. Anyway, that's my thoughts on the matter. Thank you.